I saw a YouTube community post from someone that was basically asking respondents if they thought immortality was good or bad. Now, before even answering myself, I knew there was going to be a decent chunk of people who didn't want immortality. I don't know, I think withering and dying seems generally unpleasant, but to each their own. Now, with that being said, what I didn't expect was a sizable majority would prefer their finite existence. 67%, with 19% saying they didn't know, leaving only 14% of people who actually wanted to be immortal. And reading the comments, I saw two main arguments as to why immortality was actually bad. And given the title of this video, you could probably tell I think both of these reasons are terrible. Reason one people usually give is that they'd have to watch their friends and family wither and die while they continue living. I don't really understand this one because for me it sounds like an amazing upside. No, but for real. The real reason I disagree with this is because I fail to see how that's different from what we already have. Over time, your older friends and family members slowly die and you accrue new friends. Eventually they die, and then at some point you die, leaving all the time you spent meaningless. Immortality would just be that same experience, but on a longer time scale. You could still make friends, you could even befriend their kids and then their kids and so on, interacting with entire lineages of people. The argument that this is a downside for immortality implies that at the end of your finite life you get peace. But you don't get peace. You get nothing. An eternity of nothing. And while it's true, you no longer experience the negative again, you also never experience the positive again. Big win. Argument two people usually give is that you would lose all motivation to do anything because there's no urgency. Instead of acting today, you could just act at any point within the next eternity, therefore, you will never act. I just disagree with what this argument says about the justification as to why people do things. I don't think people act because there's only a limited amount of time to do things. If that was the case, why would procrastination exist? Especially when you procrastinate on things you want to do. No. People do things because there's things to be done and they're finished with whatever the hell they were doing yesterday. Simple as that. If you deem that the activities you did yesterday are complete, you'll do something else, if only to relieve your own crippling boredom. This argument also implies that you're a blank slate. If I acquired immortality today, I'd still end up doing the same shit I did yesterday before then moving on to something else. And I'd continuously do that ad infinitum, continuously gaining new skills, new experiences, and so on. In all truthfulness, the fact is, none of us are immortal, or at least that's what the government wants us to think, and none of us know how immortality would affect us, so it's impossible to state with any authority whether it would be preferable or not. But now you know my stance on the matter, and as I said in the beginning of the video, dying just seems a bit cringe.